So
I thought maybe,
well, if we have to, we'll just end up just doing TikTok and we'll do Facebook Live. So
we'll
well,
see. What does it
yeah,
say?
I'm gonna. Yeah, it's just thinking. So.
Okay.
So those of you that are new to me on TikTok, so number one, thank you all for the incredible support that I've received over the past couple weeks. I think I hit 7,000 followers this week, and it's just phenomenal, and it's been a phenomenal community to get to know everybody. So hello to TikTok. This is my beautiful wife, Judie Cedric. And over here, we're on Judie's Instagram, Choose Don't
And this
Excuse.
is my beautiful husband, Jody. And Choose Don't Excuse, you probably know him because we're always on together working out.
Yep.
So,
And then, of course, our Facebook Live friends. So, good
and
morning
I
to
think
you.
this is my Choose Don't Excuse Facebook
Yeah.
Live.
So we'll share that onto Facebook.
So we're looking at all three cameras.
Well, fortunately, they're centered in our line of sight, so we're pretty good. So
We just wanted to get on this morning because there's a lot of thoughts that are heavy on our hearts, and I know it's heavy on our hearts, on a lot of people's hearts in this nation right now, and it has nothing to do with COVID.
no, which
that's another subject.
That's another subject.
That's old news, so we don't, it's whatever. That doesn't even take precedence anymore in our lives.
No.
There's just a lot of going on in our nation, and our nation is burning, and it's very sad that it's come to this, because our eyes are not open, and
we're not seeing what other people experience.
Yeah, and we need to talk about it. And I feel like, basically Jody and I have had a lot of conversations about the George Floyd murder. And I'm not going to call it an incident because the incident sounds like it just like, oh, it's an accident.
No.
Which it wasn't an accident.
It's a travesty. It is what it is. It's murder.
But with the thoughts that, even what I used to have and to where I feel today, even more than today, because just experiences in our lives and our own family, it's heavy on our hearts. So racism has always been heavy on our hearts anyways, just in our lives. I've experienced my own first experience of racism was when I was a child. Like I was 5 years old. And I didn't think I was any different until someone told me I was different in a very mean way. And I, that was my first experience. And I thought, I just really didn't understand it. Now I don't experience it the way that our Black community does at all. And I've only experienced a few more times throughout my life. But for the most part, I honestly didn't understand. Oh, everything's like moving.
Yeah, it's because this table shakes.
Okay. We better not touch the table. I didn't understand really how the depth of the racism for our African American, our Black community, and yeah. So I guess it's until we are experiencing it as a family, and
yeah.
That's even more so. It's more. It needs to be known, and I think, and that's what I want to talk about today, because I don't think a lot. I don't know. I mean, you guys tell us. Like, I don't think a lot of our non-Black friends understand it all. When we say, well, oh, okay, let me put it for this example. Jody, you've been wanting to say something.
No, it's okay. No, I think it's important that you guys understand something about us. Obviously, Judie and I have been married for over 33 years, and we have 6 children.
Have we really been married that long?
Yeah, 31, sorry. So we've been together 33 years. And we have 6 children, 4 of which we had together, and then we adopted 2 from Haiti. And that has been a beautiful, beautiful experience for us. And it has given us new experiences, both good and bad, as to how Black men in particular are treated in America. And for years, men and women. But I think a lot of white men have really struggled, and other people have struggled with Black Lives Matter. And that's been one of the discussions that we've had a lot about. Is like, what does Black Lives Matter mean? And I think a lot of people turn it around and say, well, all lives matter. Well, that is true. All lives do matter. But you got to think about it this way: is we all own a house. And if my house is on fire and the fire department comes to put out my house, you're not yelling all houses matter. You're yelling Jodie's house matter or Black Lives Matter. And so I think that's, when you realize that for so many years, centuries, and even since the civil rights movement, while we've had huge progress, I mean, we have a picture of my kids and everybody boating on Friday night, and it is Martin Luther's dream, Martin Luther King's dream. It is exactly what he dreamt. But there is so much more that needs to be done. And I don't think that we a lot of times understand the underlying feelings and the way that a lot of my friends have to tiptoe around certain situations just because of the color of their skin.
And that's what we want to bring to attention, because well, I don't know about you, but me, I at one time was wondering, yeah, what is hashtag Black Lives Matter? This is a long ago. And I'm thinking, yeah, that what he was saying, all lives matter. And that's how I felt. I felt like, why aren't we just, but I didn't understand. And that's what we want to share, because I feel like there are people out there, a lot of our own friends, because I've seen some posts from our own friends that they're saying, well, there's more people who died that are white, or this, whatever. That's just like, that's not the point of the situation that's happening right now. That's not the point of the rioting that's happening right now. And albeit that we don't, violence just begets violence. We understand that. And we want more love. But the point is that they are tired of being oppressed. They're tired of being pushed down. They are tired of
being looked at
worrying about when they get pulled over. And I promise you, I've had these discussions, that they get pulled over, that, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Are they going to, I've got to be on my best behavior. It's like, do you worry about that stuff? I don't worry about that stuff. Do you worry about that stuff? No, I worry more about.
But I've never worried about it until our Haitian children started driving.
No. I mean, but you don't worry about yourself.
No, I never. See, that's what I'm saying. I've never worried about myself, but I've worried about my son.
I've never,
because you get the wrong day, my son being in the wrong mood, and you get the wrong cop, and things can go really sour. That's the only time I've ever been afraid for my son.
Well, and the thing is that it's like, I've never had to think about that. What I was more worried about is like, where's my registration? Where's my license? Do I have those? Do I, did I, what was I doing? I don't worry about, am I going to get dragged out of my car? Am I going to get thrown to the ground? I don't think about those things. And that's what we're trying to say, is that we didn't really understand it ourselves. And we need to share that with others to understand that's the depth of their concern. That's the stress level all the time. It's not just, when you get pulled over. It's like when you're walking in the street, when you're jogging down the road.
How you're perceived.
When you're walking in the mall. When you're shopping. How you're perceived. Because there's already that stigma, and it's real. The stigma, the stereotype, it's there. We experience it with our other kids just because of the way they dress, or the way they wear their hair. Or their, different things like that. And, or who they are associating with. It's like, when we look at Christ, did he just stay with the rich and the wealthy? He stayed with those that probably would be looked down upon now. And you would be looking, probably you might look at maybe, and when I say you, I'm not talking about, you, and it's just a general term, might be a homeless person, and you might look at them like, get a job. It's like,
you don't know the backstory.
You don't know, and you don't understand, right? So where would Christ be right now? He would be with the homeless. He would be with the sick. He would be with the hurt. We need to stop the hate and start the healing. We need the healing to happen, and it's going to start with us. It's going to start with us, the non-Black friends that are going to be supporting and lifting up our community.
Yeah, one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about, I did a TikTok post about 3 days ago with the hashtag One Race. And somebody commented, but I love the diversity and the uniqueness of every individual culture. And they're right. And it really got me thinking about it. And it's like, it's just like a rainbow. A rainbow has unique, beautiful colors that have their own depth and character. But without each one of them, you don't have a rainbow. And so we need to embrace those differences. We need to embrace those unique characteristics and recognize that they complement each other when we're all brought into one race, God's race, a unified race of people that love and honor and cherish each one of us. Because each one of us has special, unique gifts, and you, every single one of you are important. Every single one of you are what's needed in the world. And we can't have change until we be the change that we want to see and lead the change in others by our example and our love and our determination to serve and uplift all people.
And to speak out.
And to speak out.
You have to say what is on your heart. You have to support. You can't be silent anymore.
So.
And that's and yes, I think about, the rioting, and it's sad and it's harsh and it hurts me to feel that, but the thing is that we have to also understand how do people who've been silent or who've been trying to peacefully protest actually have their voices heard finally. We're hearing it because our nation's burning. We're hearing it because more people are talking. And how did they do it? And why? Because they're tired of it. How did the slaves overcome and finally break through slavery? How?
They revolted.
They had to fight their masters. And that's what we're seeing. So we want to stop the rioting. We want to stop the violence. It has to start with us. It has to start with the fact that we need to speak out for them, to show our support. And how do we do that? Well, we're going to put some links to some petitions and things like that to show you where. And then write your senators, write your representatives. We just have to stop.
And be the change that you want to see. Be inviting, be welcoming, embrace people and love them.
Understand them.
Understand. I think that is one of the biggest things.
Understand their depth of hurt and pain.
Yeah. It's like we just go, oh, they're just overreacting. No, this has been years and years of simmering underneath the surface, trying to put on a good face. And, you can only put on a good face for so long until it explodes. And I think one of the real challenges that we have all struggled with, what I think what has made it unique is we have struggled for years and years and years to see so many men killed for silly things. And yet here we actually saw and witnessed somebody's life be taken. And I think that's what really hit the core, is to watch that painful, sorrowful, horrific experience. So I guess our message to you guys today is, because it can easily spiral into discussions of him and them, and instead of going, what can I do to change the world? What kind of person can I become? How can I love and lift and be a voice for the voiceless and make a difference in not only our families, but also in our communities and ultimately our nation, because we are to be one nation under God. And until we see the beauty and the differences and the uniqueness and the specialness in each one of us, and we ensure that they're all treated equally, we will be a divided nation. And God wants us to be one nation under God, loving every one of us.
So, all right, guys, love ya.
Love ya with all our heart. If there's anything we can do to help you, DM us, give us a message. We're always glad to have a conversation. And just a shout out to all of you, every single one of you. We love you, and our heart aches for you that have been hurt and have ignored. And we want you to know that the Cedrics are walking with you.
Peace out.
Peace. Or as my good friend Sean Brassfield says, deuces. I love it when he does that.
No, peace out.
Have a great day.
Love you guys.